Hello, this is Peter Woolfolk. First, let me say thank you so much for being a listener. Now, I want to alert you to our shiny new podcast website located at podpage.com. However, you can go directly to the podcast site located at www.publicrelationsreviewpodcast.com. There, you can contact me through email. You can leave a voice message. You can leave a review. You can read an episode blog and frequently learn about the podcast guests. You might also want to suggest podcast topic ideas or even suggest a guest. You can also let me know if you would like to receive our podcast listener logo that you can post on your social media. So I look forward to hearing from you about our new podcast website, www.publicrelationsreviewpodcast.com. Thank you so much for listening to the Public Relations Review Podcast, and have a great day.
Welcome. This is the Public Relations Review Podcast, a program to discuss the many facets of public relations with seasoned professionals, educators, authors, and others. Now, here is your host, Peter Woolfolk.
Welcome to the Public Relations Review Podcast and to our listeners all across America and around the world. Now, this podcast is ranked by Apple as being among the top 1% of podcasts worldwide. So thank you to all of our guests and listeners for being the basis for this achievement. And if you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a review. Now, question for you. Are you among the many PR professionals and marketers that have yet to embrace video because of time consumption? Or is your excuse that the degree of difficulty is too high? Well, you have just run out of excuses. So joining me today all the way from Jaipur, India, is Gaurav Shamar. He is the founder and CEO of AtRock, a results-driven digital marketing company. He grew his agency from 5 figures to 7-figure revenue in just 2 years. He also contributes to top publications like HuffPost, Adweek, Business to Community, TechCrunch, and others. Today, however, he is contributing to the Public Relations Review Podcast. So thank you so much for joining us. Now, recently you wrote an article on 7 AI video editors to boost your PR campaigns. As an active AI video user myself, I thought this would be a great topic for our audience. So let's talk about those AI video editors. Now, due to technical difficulties, the first 30 seconds of Gaurav's comments were lost.
AI, there are plenty of tools, just like one of the posts I read recently about some videos. But I like to mention a few things. When you start experiencing and working on the videos, there are certain tools that seems to be like the topmost. If I like to mention all 7 of them, it might confuse a lot of people. So I want to give you some straight answers regarding few tools that I personally use, I personally recommend, and that has a great, you can say, output or the really good, you can say, the video quality. And that's one of the one is HeyGen. HeyGen is a super solid tool that I personally used for many times for my clients, for social media videos, for sometimes personalizing certain things for certain clients. Really helps me to close deals with them. And another one is the Synthesia.io.
Well, let's go back to HeyGen right quick. Now, why do you think it's so, why you enjoy it so much? What do people get out of it? As you said, it's very easy to use. What sort of things can you do with or have you done with it?
With HeyGen.
Right.
So with the HeyGen, the output quality is very good. And the most important thing that I actually enjoyed is the integration with 11 Labs. So because with 11 Labs, it has multiple great features that's like voice cloning that I use personally a lot. And with a simple voice, they can clone it, and you can just talk about 10 things with your voice clone, and nobody will never know about it. So integration with 11 Labs and HeyGen makes it a super solidly, and that's why. And then when you actually listen to the output, to be honest, nobody is able to actually recognize that it's actually AI. It's so smooth and so clean, and without interruption, and their deep learning algorithm they have used, it's super solid in voice cloning and then integrating with the Heijan, with the deep fake.
Yeah, just to make sure our listeners understand, because when you said the fact that individuals can put their own voices into this platform, and that's when the AI systems will pick it up and use it for whatever it is, the narrations they want to use it for. And I think people need to understand that that's there, or they can choose from a variety of voices that these platforms offer them, and in some cases, a variety of languages too.
Right. So they have a variety of voices. You can pick it up. That's totally it depends on choice. But you can the great thing about the AI is you can clone your voice,
right?
Which makes up to take to another level, because if you choose a AI preferred voices, people can actually assume that it's a robotic voice. It's not natural. But if you use voice cloning, and if you input your original voices in different emotion tones, and the 11 labs actually make it into like more natural voices, and that also gives some emotions when you give them a script. So that makes it more natural, and the output looks sound really crazy, to be honest.
Right. And let's talk also about how people can use these, because some companies, as a matter of fact, I went to a restaurant, a drive-in restaurant the other day, and pushed the button to put in an order, and it was an AI voice there. And they took the order, and I asked them to repeat it just to make sure it's right. They did that accurately, so that's certainly one. But the video thing, people can use it in place of having a real person there, because these things are trained so that they can actually answer the actual questions that you ask them precisely with precision.
Right. So with the video thing, it's getting really good nowadays with the Heijan and the ChatGPT's OpenAI is also on Sora, and Synthesia that I mentioned. So they are upgrading to another great level. But if you look into the how they can actually change the worldwide, people can use it for closing the client, giving a personalized message to a specific someone.
Right.
So if you have 10 clients, you want to record a certain message, you want to make it look natural, and you don't have enough time, use voice cloning and then mix it with agent and the video AI. You can personalize those messages, and the client will never know. They will think that they are exclusive video that you have created for them, and that makes them feel great. And with that feeling, they can you can close the deal very easily. So you can actually increase the volume in terms of creating different types of videos. And most important that I personally use is closing deals with the video AI, different exclusive personalized videos that I actually send on the email. So that helps my business grow really, really well.
Well, the other thing I think that comes in is very helpful is just answering questions. When consumers have a question about your company or your products or services, that they're trained, these things are trained to respond. I mean, they understand what the question is. They know what the information is that they can give to them. So there's just such a wide variety of opportunities for these things to be used in a very, very beneficial way.
Yeah, there are a lot of beneficial ways, to be honest. Means they are also if you Google it, you will find there are a lot of misleading ways misleading ways that people use, and in political areas, and you want to hurt somebody's image. You create some really bad videos and put it online. Things can go in a crazy way as well. But for me, I think if you use it in a decent way, for your business, for your personal branding on social media, closing deals, that would change the whole business. It will save a lot of time for scripting, for editing, for scheduling. So everything will get changed according into video AI.
Right. And I think that's one of the reasons I really wanted to do this particular episode, is because it has so many benefits. For the sales end, somebody wants to know, well, what's the difference between this particular unit you have and the other one you have? That the avatar can explain the differences between the two. So it can be a sales tool, provide information about your company. I mean, it can do a lot of things, and it does so very, very well. And I think people need to understand that. So what are some of the other platforms that you recommend?
Like personally, that I've tried other tools, but the Synthesia and the HeyGen is one that I personally recommend, because those tools are super solid in terms of software. Other tools that I can mention, but to be honest, when you look into the outputs, they're good. They're good to get started. But if you are looking for some like professional advice, something that to avoid confusion, like 11 Labs, Synthesia, and HeyGen, that's you can just vouch for it, and just you don't have to look for another tool, to be honest.
Right. Well, one of the when I promote this podcast, I use one called VidNaz. And I use simply VidNaz because, like I would do with this one, here's what our next episode will be about. We'll learn this point, that point, and so forth and so on. And also, here's the day that it will be released, and all those kinds of things. And then I put it up. It's a way to promote all of the forthcoming episodes. So I just picked that one because for me it was the easiest one to use. It allowed me to actually I put my own photo in a couple of them. And it also allows me to add some other outside video to it if I need to do that. So it has all of these sort of things. But the big thing I've also used is that you can use it internally for company emails. You can send it rather than just a worded document that goes around to the company. Send this video around because it gets a lot more attention. And I've said to some people, community outreach. If your organization wants to send something out to the community to talk about a new services or program that you're having, send this because it engages people a lot longer, because the video aspect of it and the audio aspect of it attracts their attention. So I think you get a much larger response and a better response than somebody just sitting and reading a bunch of emails like they have to do anyway.
That's true, man. That's true.
So do you have any others that you can think of right now? Platforms?
Regarding the tools, that I can say, other tools would be like the Movavi, the Muse. Those are like really secondary tools that I've like used in the past. Phrase. Those are like a lot of people have different budget part as well. So if somebody has a less budget and they want to just get started, because HeyGen and 11 Labs on a posterior side, to be honest. But just getting started with something low budget, Muse is a good one. Rephrase is a good one, and you can go for like a video.ai. That's a good one as well. So like these are like really nice tools. But again, the Synthesia and HeyGen are like the one that I personally use and I recommend like on a daily basis. But Muse, they can try. They have a lot of different voices for different AI voices that they can pick. The voice cloning is not there, but they have really good AI voices. They can pick, and some of them people have heard on Instagram, on YouTube, that is pretty like common these days. When somebody is looking for like motivational video, this like very deep voices they can find, and most of the creators use Muse in such cases. So the Muse is good, Rephrase is good, and Movavi is another great one.
Right.
People can go on.
Yeah, and I just think that folks. I mean, this day and age, that folks really need to take a look at them, because most of them are so very, very easy to use. The fact that you can clone your own voices in there, as you mentioned, your own photographs in there, or other people from your company in there, that adds to the certain validity of it. The other thing I think that needs to be, and there's a lot of concern about, particularly now here in the U.S. with an election coming up, that there are going to be some fake things coming up, and people need to be careful about it. And if there's some question about it, call the organization that they supposedly represent to double check, just to make sure that did you say this, is this the truth, or just what's going on there? Because that right now, that's a major concern. I mean, I'm more than here in the U.S., but just around the world, about the massive problems that something like this can certainly cause.
True, man. That's true. They're like different ways people can use AI in a good way and in a bad way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we wanted to bring the good ways to the folks. That's what this show is about. We want to bring information to our listeners that they can actually use in their everyday work. And AI is growing so fast and so prominent, and really has an important position in your company. Individuals just need to find out how to use it that works best for them, and then fine tune it so that it meets their goals and purposes.
True, man, true. And that part for the companies, like even for the individual, this increase in sales would be the most important department that they can use AI for closing deals, and maybe use for the personal branding, or maybe the branding for their company. So that's like biggest advantage they can actually leverage from video AI.
Okay. Well, let me ask you now, do you have any sort of closing remarks for our listeners?
Sorry.
Do you have any closing remarks for our listeners?
Yeah, for me, I would like to say that somebody is looking for any kind of any consultation on video AI, or looking for any kind of marketing services for related content or social media, they can contact us on gaurav@zetro.com. And again, lastly, Hagen, Synthesia, and 11 Labs would be the solid tools. And for personal branding and social media and sales part, go for the AI. That's the future. And for next 5-10 years, things are going to be a lot crazy. As soon as people have heard about the open AI, things are going to change 10 times, I can imagine. People going after looking for scripts, writing, editing, scheduling, everything will go by AI in the next 5 to 10 years. So if people adopt AI nowadays, that's futuristic. So don't try to treat it as a bubble or something. It's real, and it's going to change future.
Okay. Well, let me thank you so very, very much. And as I said, this episode will be broadcast or released July the 1st, I believe I said. But I'll send you a link to it. And believe it or not, I'm going to be using some audio, some visual AI to promote this particular podcast as well. We'll do it on LinkedIn and X and Facebook and those as well, Twitter. So that, because it really does drive our listenership up. And actually the other thing in terms of our audience are mostly Gen Zers and millennials. So this is their kind of topic. So I think you're going to do very well in terms of that. But you'll get a copy of it. We'll also send you a logo to go along with it. So if you want to put it on your website that you've been on the podcast, we certainly would appreciate it.
Sure. Means I'll be promoting on my Instagram and on YouTube, and I'll send you to all the newsletters subscribers we have.
Well, very good. Well, let me say thank you so very, very much to our guest today, Gaurav Shamar, who is the CEO of AtRock, and he joined us today from Jaipur in India. So thank you so very, very much, and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Peter, for inviting me.
If you've enjoyed our show today, we'd certainly like to hear from you, and also like to get a review from you. You can also go to our fresh new website at www.publicrelationsreviewpodcast.com and leave either an email or a voicemail. And thank you so very much for listening, and always tell your friends. And we look forward to having you here for the next edition of the Public Relations Review Podcast.
This podcast is produced by Communication Strategies, an award-winning public relations and public affairs firm headquartered in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, this is Peter Woolfolk speaking. Now, first of all, thank you so very much for listening to the podcast. Now, I am very excited to let you know that the podcast is now available on Amazon Alexa. You know the drill. Simply say, Alexa, play Public Relations Review Podcast, and she'll take it from there. And again, thank you for listening. And if you enjoy the program, please become a subscriber. Now, on to the podcast.